that you could support a friend or someone you know that recently got laid off, because I feel like there's some things that are kind of obvious and kind of like a read the room type of vibe, but I just wanted to share. For starters, do not initiate going out to eat, going to do happy hour, anything unless they initiate it and say, hey, would love to go out, etc. Because in case it wasn't obvious, somebody that was laid off, it does not mean that they're totally broke, but they cannot, for the most part, do frivolous spending as they did prior to. An alternative would be like, hey, would love to host you over for dinner sometime, or even offering to pay. I know that everyone is going through it financially, but I'm just sharing that. Next up, do not ask about their job search every 5 seconds, because mind you, unless you've been in this position before, I feel like you won't understand it. But when you have your parents, your friends, your partner, everyone, former employees that you work with, everyone around you keeps asking you for updates, and it's like, if you don't have an update, like if there is no update, assume that there's no update. Like, and unless that person wants to share a job that they're excited about, an interview that they feel good about, unless they initiate it, do not bring up their job search every 5 seconds. And lastly, do whatever you can to fill this person and this individual up with hope. Because one of the terrible, terrible parts, I think, of unemployment, especially in this job market, is the fact that you feel so hopeless at times. So anything that you can do to fill them up, to lift them up, to lift their spirits at whatever capacity works for you. Because these small things can go a really long way for someone that is in this specific situation.
That I'm getting laid off. I'm angry, annoyed, feeling very unappreciated, anxious, excited, but still very emotional. No one wants to invest this much time and energy into a job to just be told you served your purpose, basically, and we're done with it. We're done with your store. We're done with your team. Move on. Don't get me wrong. Whenever I have something like this happen, I always bounce back 10 times better, 10 times stronger. If you've been laid off, like, how was it for you? How did you handle it? Because this is not for the weak.
So I think I'm being laid off from my job today. If you couldn't tell by my appearance, I have been crying all morning. I haven't even had my meeting yet, but I got a calendar meeting today from someone I've never spoken to at the company, and a bunch of other people did too. So I am recording this because I feel like a lot of people can probably find comfort in knowing they're not alone. So we will see. Maybe it'll be something positive. Maybe I'm not getting laid off, but I am shaking.
That does impact your position. Today is going to be your last day.
I've loved my time here and I'm very thankful for it. So I appreciate it. I did not think that that would be my last day. My laptop's not even working anymore for me to like save things. Like,
I recently lost my job due to the cuts that Trump did within the federal government, right? No worries. We're not tripping over that. You want to know why? Because we have God, which means we have a solid foundation and our home has been built on the rock. Understand, for anybody out there that's going through hard times, and I know there's a lot of federal employees that got laid off. Remember this, just keep this in mind. God has a plan for you. God has a plan for us all. Please do not give up. Do not give in. Continue to lean on God. You have a shoulder to lean on. You don't have to figure this out all alone. Just trust the process. Trust the process. Smile. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the time you have with your family. Even go see a movie. God is painting a new picture in your life.
Hello.
Hey, Simone, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Eh? Hey, thanks for making time on short notice and share. My invite was rambling and not awesome, and you do not have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. I have a couple of notes to share with you, um, but I'll still be glad to have those notes to make sure I cover things. But I will also follow up with an email, so you don't have to retain everything I'm gonna say. Made the difficult decision to restructure the XD org and as a result reduce the size of the org, and unfortunately you're impacted by this change. So your last working day is today, but the good news is you'll be paid through February 2nd. um, those are the most important pieces of information. Your system access as an employee will be turned off at some point today. I'm not sure when exactly. In your Workday and Benefits portal, you'll still have access to until February 2nd as an employee, and then after that, you'll have access to it as an alumni. And then I'm going to email you the specifics of your severance, benefits, and a few other details that will probably be helpful later, and you're ready to go through them. And then on your last day, you'll get your severance documents via DocuSign to sign, and I'll go to your personal email address. I want to pause. I know I just rattled off a whole bunch of really big news. Is there any questions or anything that you want to ask?
Are there any reasons other than just like restructuring? Like, what's the reason for the restructuring?
That's a really good question. It has to do with the company is doing consolidated priorities this year and next year. They are looking to, so the org, it has nothing to do with performance. It has nothing to do with location and everything to do with the company wanting to do less in tech and take on less priorities. And as a result, the team is being reduced for that to support that.
Another question I had was around like my remote status. Is that like a factor in this as well?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It did, to be perfectly honest, it did count the remote status in general came up as a potential discussion, but it ended up not being a factor. Well, please don't obviously feel a pressure to do anything today other than take care of yourself.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Simone. Well, please again, like take today and take care of yourself. And again, I'm really sorry that this is happening.
Okay. Thank you. See you on LinkedIn,
All right.
I guess. I have already cried today. I'll probably cry more. Yeah, so I got an email like an hour ago that said, "Hi, I'd like to get together and share an update on our organization and what this means for you." So, yeah, I already knew that this was coming. At first, I thought that like maybe it wouldn't just impact me because someone else mentioned that they got the same email. And I was like, oh, well, maybe, because this has happened before when they laid off all of our managers. So I was like, well, maybe they're telling all of us at the same time that someone else is getting, like someone big at the top is getting laid off. But I reached out to that person and I was like, does your meeting start at 12? And she said, no, my meeting starts at 12:30. So when she said that, that's when I had my breakdown and that's when I started crying. I think the best news out of that is that I'm going to get my bonus, so that will help. I don't know how much the bonus will be because I don't know how well the company performed, but that check will come in March and I'll still get another regular paycheck from work. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do have savings, thank God, but like I don't know what I'm gonna do if it takes months to get a new job because I still want to remain in tech. I still want a remote position, which those are harder to come by now. And like I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't get another job because I have the mortgage now, and the mortgage is like $2,700 a month. I have my trip planned to New Zealand next month. I should probably cancel that. If I can get a refund on my flight, I should probably cancel that, which sucks because I've been planning that since like this time last year. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know what, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm trying to have faith that everything's gonna work out eventually. I just don't know how long it'll take for things to work out, and it just really scares me because I don't have anybody to like lean on. Like, I'm not rich, my family isn't rich. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it's all gonna work out. I'm sure it's all gonna work out. I just don't know how it's gonna work out, but I'm sure it's all gonna work out.
This is going to ruffle some feathers, and I'm okay with it because this is the truth. If you have been laid off in the past week or two, even the past month, and if you claim God as the head of your house, as the head of your life, as the head of your finances, as the head of everything, you are going to be just fine. Bills may be delayed, but they will be paid. Your finances may be drained. He is going to restore everything that is lost. It's okay. It is okay. It's okay for you to cry, but I want you to get up. Because if you're not crying on your knees, praying to him and thanking him for the opportunity that probably lasted some years anyway, you need to be focused on what's the next step. Don't stay there too long. Don't stay there too long. Get up, sis. I love you.
Want me not having a job, and it's time for me to tell the story of who the fake that I work for. No, I don't have a story. I wanted a story, but I don't have one. I work for a nonprofit. People have been asking, and our federal funding got cut because of the new administration. And that's okay. It's not okay. But I'm going to be okay. I am down here at the unemployment office filing for my unemployment because your girl still need her coin. And I am still processing all of this. It really hit me this morning when I did not have to get up to go to work. But in the meantime, in between time, I will be job hunting. I will be taking a break. I will be self-reflecting. I will be updating my resume. I don't know. I just will. That's it. I'm here. Follow me.
So I was just laid off on a Friday. I can't say I didn't see it coming. I can't say that because I seen it coming. This job has literally like let go of people like that. So I knew it was only a matter of time. They laid off our entire department, y'all. It was crazy. I was then, you know, HR called or whatever. They was like offering the severance package and stuff like that. And, yeah, they was offering the severance package and they was like, you know, this is what it is, blah, blah, I'm sorry, etc. I'm like, no. No need to be sorry. this is the nature of the business. I get it. Like, what am I going to cry for? I'm a child of God. I know God is going to see me through. I know. Like, Jesus Christ is my savior. I know. Gonna see me through the situation. So I'm like, I get it. This had to happen. I understand. I'm not mad. Like, what can I say? What can I say? But it's been great. I will say, like, these last 3 years have been extremely amazing to be able to work remotely. And, you know, it's just the nature of the business. It's just the way life goes. And, you know what? Normally, I ain't gonna hold you. I would cry. I am the type of girly to cry. But this is just not one of those moments for me. Like, this is one of those things where it's just like, God gonna see me through it. I just know. Like, I trust what's happening and it's gonna work out for my good. You know, what may seem like it was intended for my bad, God's gonna use it for my good. So, but yeah, so I'm excited for what's to come. You know, going to close up shop. They said we're done for today. We're done. You know what I mean? This laptop, no longer Kia's laptop. This belongs back to the company. Oh, sorry. It's not that funny. But yeah, you know, it's my job here is done. Job well done. You know, time to move on. Time to move forward. On to the next. But I just hope if you could take anything from me, just know we can't be sad or cry over things that are just beyond our control. Like, this is something I can't control. Jobs gonna job at the end of the day. And y'all gonna move on because I don't play. Oh, okay. All right. It's not that funny. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for what's next. And yeah, can't wait to send my laptop back and my work phone. It's been nice having two phones. Like, that's been pretty cool. Maybe my next job I'll have a second job. I mean, a second phone again. Or maybe the other job, maybe I'll just use my main phone. And yeah, I don't gotta use two phones. And maybe they'll pay my phone bill. Maybe. Who knows? But you know, that's what's going on today. But it's still a great day. Every day is a great day to be great. Happy Friday. And I'll keep y'all updated on the job search and what's next.
Someone who was recently laid off or laid off in general, just tell me what the warning signs are, because today my boss was fired. They took away, it's like a fully remote job. They took away our access to social spaces. Okay, weird. And then fired people who were like misusing the social space policy by like commenting in social spaces, not during the half-hour lunch that we get. Took away our right to YouTube, like literally just logged in today and like YouTube wasn't working. And then when they realized we need YouTube to do our job, because sometimes like we have to like analyze videos, they gave it back to us. They took away our department meetings. We're not allowed to have meetings as a department now with a department head. Like, I don't understand where that one came from, but okay, because that's like work. They just basically want us to like work, have no distractions. Like, I feel like the writing's on the wall. They've already laid off a decent amount of people, but like they were known for doing that. Like, we were an overinflated project. But my boss getting fired today, I'm like, okay, like it kind of feels real now. I don't know what to do other than apply for a ton of jobs, but I'm just like convinced. Is that how it works? Like, do they fire top down or do they fire bottom up? What's standard?
For a really large company, you need to be prepared that you might get laid off in 2025. We are seeing more and more large companies, which I would consider 10,000 employees and above, are laying off employees. They are laying off their middle management layer of employees, people who are involved in process. Really, the bigger the company you are, the more susceptible you are to one of these layoffs. So if you currently still have a job, my advice is to go into your system and pull out all the data that shows what you're actually working on. If you wait till you're laid off, you won't have access to that system, and you'll probably just have to guesstimate those numbers on your resume. The second thing I would do is just update your resume so it's ready to go, so you don't have to think about it, because there's nothing worse than getting laid off and then having to create a resume. Get the resume together, make sure that it looks good. And I would even consider looking to apply for jobs, because one of the harshest job truths I know is it's way easier to find a job when you have a job. The moment you lose your job, it gets harder. And the longer the job search goes, the harder it gets. You need to face the reality that in 2025, no job is stable. And to be honest with you, the bigger the company you work for, the less stable your job is, because you're viewed as just a number. You are literally viewed as an expense. And right now, big companies are looking to get more done with less people to increase their bottom line. They're cutting the biggest expense, which is basically people.
Just got laid off after moving across the world for this job, and I'm not even on a visa because I'm a citizen here, but I have no family here because I was born here, but my parents are not citizens and they never lived here, so I'm my only family. I came here on a 6-figure job. I was a high performer, you know, they didn't bring me for nothing, but I got laid off due to restructuring, as do all companies, all tech companies do. And the worst part is I'm in healthcare. I'm not a software engineer. I was a clinical project manager / program manager, and I lost my job, and I still have like 7 months more to go in my lease, which I don't know what I'm gonna, like where I'm gonna pay, like where I'm gonna get the funds for that. And all the jobs that people are sending me are like entry-level positions, and the big companies don't want you if you don't have fucking 7 years of experience. But I only have 2 years of experience on my job and a bachelor of pharmacy, which is not a thing here. And I want to know, like, what kinds of solutions are there for people like me, because I don't meet people like me. Like, people like me exist one in I don't know how many, but we're not that often, like we're not that many, and we have nowhere to go. We go back home, but our homes suck. So I don't know, like I feel so weird because I also kind of feel so free. I'm like, I could do whatever the fuck I want, but at the same time I can't because I need income. And it's so, and I cannot even make it past the resume. Like I can't even get a fucking interview. Like, and maybe this is me, like I'm speaking too soon because it's only been a fucking week. It's not even been a week. It's been like 6 days. But I feel a mix of emotions. Like, I'm so confident that the universe is gonna give me something that's way better, but at the same time I don't know what that is. And it's so scary not knowing where you're gonna find the money to do something and not wanting to fucking go back home. Like, I'm not, like, this is my home too, bro. Like, not just because my parents were born in this country doesn't mean that I have any less of a right to be here. I literally never make videos like this because I normally don't make videos like this because I'm a very positive person. Like, I have so much faith, but I don't know, I just needed to let it out because I want to look back on this moment and be like, girl, like, you didn't know what was coming for you. Yeah, that's what I want. This is just a piece of evidence for me to, like, go back to. Future me is gonna look back at this and be like, you did not know what was gonna happen. Like, you did not know that this was the unfolding of something that's so much greater.
Somebody asked me to tell the full story of how I got laid off from the Internal Revenue Service. So here it is. So on February 19th, I received an email telling me to come in the next day and Friday and bring all my government issue equipment. When I got that email, I immediately knew that I was one of the people that were going to be laid off because, of course, I was reading the news articles and I knew it was coming, but it confirmed that I was one of those people. I was in my probationary period because I started with the Internal Revenue Service in October of 2024. So the next day when I went into work, which was February the 20th, I went into work and, I packed up my desk. And when I went to sign into my computer, they had already removed my access from all systems. The only system that I was able to get into was my Microsoft Outlook. Of course, because that system is where I would receive my official termination letter. So at around 11 a.m., they sent the official termination letter, layoff letter, whatever you want to call it. And I just started offboarding with my manager. And now I'm here, post-layoff.
Employed, I have a ton of debt, and I'm also losing my health insurance.
Did it ever cross your mind that you could be fired in a second?
That part actually never crossed my mind.
Did your supervisor give you a reason for why you were getting fired?
They made it clear that I was not being terminated because of anything that I had done.
An HHS official sent Sandlin a letter saying your performance has not been adequate to justify further employment at the agency.
When I got it, it really upset me because it felt like it wasn't truthful. My boss, her boss, and even his boss all said that that was not true.
Our CBS News data team found that at the Veterans Health Administration, which implements the health care program for vets, probationary workers account for 30% of the staff. At the Department of Agriculture, it's 19% of the branch that performs food safety inspections. When it comes to air safety, about 1/3 of the TSA may be impacted. So far, 2,000 probationary workers at NIH have lost their jobs.
What does the public stand to lose with these widespread layoffs?
We are important and we do important work. We're impactful. And if you have questions or concerns about federal workers, ask one.
Hey y'all, welcome to Let's Glow with Nini. I am Nini and thank you for making it to the end of this video. So this video is pretty much about people being laid off, people not really sure what to do next, what's to come for their lives, and I just want to let you know to have faith in God if that's who you believe in. If not, whoever it is, just know that something's better. Everything in this world comes to an end, and a new beginning always arises at some point. Yes, we do not know when that time is going to be, but we know it does. There are so many different times in our life when something catastrophic happens, some type of uncertainty that you went through in your life, and you just went so crazy mentally in your mind about it. But then all of a sudden, your life was back to normal, something else happened, and you really don't even think about that moment anymore in time. I know there are a lot of times when I went crazy thinking like, okay, what I'm going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. This is so crazy. How could this happen to me? And I don't even think about those things ever. And now I'm in the mindset where I know that whatever is for me is going to be for me and it's going to be for my greater outcome. So whatever I lose, it was meant for me to lose. Just like my last job, it was meant for me to lose it because now I'm actually having the opportunity to become the flight attendant that I want to be. I have always wanted to be a flight attendant, and now I have that opportunity. I got my CJO, and I also have another interview in a few days. And yeah, I'm going to get the CJO from there too, and now I have my pick, you know? So, whatever it is that's stressing you out, and if you're uncertain about this time period, just know that it will not last forever. I've been laid off since October and I will not start this job until March 31st. So, It takes time, these things, especially the world we live in right now with everybody getting laid off and the competition is very high. But just know when your time is near, God is going to show you. So just have faith. Don't cry too much. Don't worry too much. Just allow God to step in. You just do what you need to do. Update your resume and apply for as many jobs as you can and figure out what it is that's your passion and go for that. So thank you guys.